There are endless combinations of what you can make with this thing. This line across here joins all of my grid lines, which are black, and I was using gray to fill in so that I can do this, change it all to white, and now I can see a more accurate picture of what my sign would look like on the stage. But the lines help me keep everything in order and keep the count going, how many styrofoam balls I need to make it happen. Alright, in case you can't tell, this is from a palette, which means it's chock full of nails. So I'm just gonna cut slowly and hope that it doesn't catch a nail. And I'm also aiming between the nails, the visible nails, but there's almost always extras you don't know about. Alright, I'm gonna cut these down to size. This is pallet wood, but it's all going to be down on the floor where no one can see it, behind a wall. So it just needs to be able to hold a bunch of screws and not move. So that actually sounds pretty good for pallet wood. That doesn't smell good. I'm gonna try not to breathe that. Measure twice, cut once. That's a good motto. By the way, this is also what I'm planning to use to light up my love sign in the lobby. I just don't know when I'll get a chance to wire them all up. Need to prioritize finishing the other, I believe, since it's on the stage every week. Let's start with these post-its. So it looks like this one was only adhesive, no staples. No, it does have staples, they're just actually nice. Nicely stapled. I don't think I'm going to film much of this. Just wanted to kind of show that a lot of extra work reusing stuff. If you can afford new materials, by all means. But I'm trying to save as much as I can and only buy the things I absolutely need. And I was raised on try to be a good steward of everything that the Lord's given you, especially stuff in the church. You don't want to just make decisions with the money that other people have donated, or it's God's money. Should be careful how we spend it. And while I agree with a lot of the sentiments, most of the time people use it as an excuse to not do things instead of a reason to use it to do something special that'll make or sort of help people to see another aspect of what the Lord can do. Because the God I serve is very creative, like literally created everything. So doing creative projects in the church seems like a pretty good use of the church's donations. But that's not the only use, and it should also be helping people. All about balance. So what I'm doing is saving money by reusing stuff that is not new anymore, not having to spend money on it. In fact, I got these things for free, so it hasn't cost anything but time, maybe some storage. But that's not really the main reason I'm using these. I have a natural kind of desire to not see things thrown away. Since I was a kid, I was a dumpster diver. If you don't know what that is, that's when you literally look in the dumpster and see what people threw away and see that it still has use. You take it out, go use it. Cleaning it up first, of course. Got them all cleaned up. All the staples. Well, not all, but most of the staples out of it. Now I need to pick out my pieces and put them down. I need 3 at 46.5 inches, 3 at 46 1/8 inches, and 2 at 70.5 inches. So I think I'm gonna get the long ones first, because that's gonna be the ones I need to be the flattest. A lot of these have a real significant twist. I don't know if you can see, but this one is off the table on one side, flat on the other side. That one is most likely to not be used at all. I don't think I could even get a 4-footer out of that. That's probably going to be a part of our next Christmas party. There's another one that's doing the same thing. It's very bowed. Okay, so these four are pretty flat. This one's bowed in a different direction. It's not bowed up very much, but it's bowed this way. So I think that won't matter as much if I cut it down to 4-footers. So that leaves me 3 right here that are good flat looking ones. So I believe these are all plenty long and extra. Yeah. Slip these over here. So first, check structural integrity, because I have to put a whole lot of screws in this thing. I don't want to have it split into a million pieces. going to cut the last couple inches off where we had drilled holes so that that could be a solid thing. Okay. I think I'll just take these two shortest ones since I need to cut quite a ways down. Yeah. I'll cut this part that's kind of weak. Alright. Let's do it. Alright. That's that stuff cut. Next up, start marking it out, drilling the holes, putting screws in it. And then I'll be able to do this for a little bit. I don't think I want to mess with that. Just keep it consistent. So, I have an idea that I thought of yesterday, but I didn't want to take the time to do it. This time I have a lot of these to finish, so I will take the time. I want to put a little guide on this board to make sure it stays flat. Not so that it can't go at some strange angle. Make sure it's flat to the outside edge. So I'm going to do two. All right, there we go. This thing kind of reminds me of Wilson from Wintergarten YouTube channel, the Marble Machine X project. I just need to find some kind of mouthpiece. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's see how it works. Oh yeah. So now it just slides around, put the blade in the corner. Go. I don't have to worry with is it straight or not. It's as straight as the outside of the board, which I know on some of these it's not straight at all, but that's that much variance in the measurement won't bother me once it's hanging. Over 10 feet, that 1/16 of an inch. Even when I go back and drill the holes on these lines, I'll have variations of 1/16 of an inch left to right, Which side of the screw I wrap the string around makes a difference for exactly the distance between the two. But the overall effect will be negligible, especially because most of the situations you can't even see the strings. These twisted ones, I'm only going to use half of it, so I need to go ahead and decide which half is which. I think that's the keeper side. Right there. Feel splintery like feelings, so flip these back on. Sweep off some of the dust. It's still trying to get me. That's all this should be on the top. One down. One more of that size to go. Thought that worked pretty well. Screwed them all in first and then coming back. Does that look stupid? I can't tell. This may get cut. I wanted it to feel like it's a big solid thing.
Yeah.
Not an outline. Like I didn't really want the outline like that.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't my initial plan.
Yeah.
It looks fine. Like that's what this is basically. It's just the outline.
Right.
And I like the bigger outline better than the smaller.
Okay.
But I think this is what my goal was, because then it's like 9.
Yeah.
Every single row is 9. Like, I just think that's a really cool effect. And I also think once you get to the side of it where you can't tell that it's a letter, that'll be much more interesting for the light to bounce off of it.
tell until I get closer to it, but we have a second layer. You can kind of tell some of the E is not perfectly lined up, but 2 layers. And watch this. Ooh, wow. I'm looking forward to shining some lights on these.
Wow. What do you think?
It is exactly what I was hoping it would just.
Good. Good. It looks beautiful.
I really enjoyed this project. There's a lot of hard work and some late nights, but here's what makes it worth it. So, what would you call this? Styrofoam balls on strings just doesn't have the ring to it that I'm really looking for. But nothing has really occurred to me as a real catchy name or something that really describes it accurately. The pastor calls it a hologram, which I think is a really fun way of thinking about it. But it's not a real hologram, obviously. But the fact that it's 3D and looks like it's made out of light, hologram is probably the closest anyone's come to describing it. So if you could comment, share, and subscribe, and tell us what we should call this thing.